GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. Action, Dabatola, Toki in the zone. Breaking down the latest, straight to your phone. From Web 2 shifts to Web the waves. News, deep dives, hot takes for days. Tech's evolving, the world's in spin. Markets move, let's lock it in. Genzio's here, no time to snooze. Tune in now, get the news. GM. Wake up, let's go. Web 2, Web 3, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, wake up, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show. GM, let's go. Web 2, stay in the know. GM, start the show.
What's going on, my beautiful people from, well, a bunch of different platforms? How y'all doing? GM. What's going on, Scott?
What's going on? GM was just trying to get this pushed over to the Arena app, and I'm not sure what's going on. So I'm going to try to look at that here in a second.
I got a little warning message going on here. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it wasn't lined up to what it is, so I stopped it on Arena. I could try to put it live here in a second again.
Yeah, throw it on there. I want to make sure you get those views and all of that crypto. It's funny thing you mentioned that there are so many different streaming platforms that people could be streaming to. Sorry about that. And the funniest thing of all is how profitable some of them are, right? Some of them are really fake profitable. Abstract, for example, like if somebody just won $9,000 as a gift thing, they happen to be from the team and the team gave them the money. Like some stuff that doesn't add up. But like, I'm really excited to see a lot of different competition. I think is the best way to say it, just because there are different platforms. And this is the worst possible topic that I could be talking about, especially at the beginning of the stream, because I don't want to name drop different platforms because it will ding others. So saying those names out loud might be for a little bit later in the show. So first things first, GM, everybody that's hanging out, coming out to, have a good time with us. We do want to cover stuff that's happening in crypto, things that are happening in the markets, things that y'all could actually be winning from, and letting y'all know how Dubai was, because Mick wants to know what's going on. Mick, good to see you here, brother. Dubai was a vibe, and it would have been even better if I didn't get sick on the way back. I feel like I've been under the weather for 2 weeks and haven't been able to get anything done. It's been kind of, not gonna lie, a little frustrating, to be honest, but opportunities out there. There's so much going on. I think Bitcoin Vegas is right around the corner. There's a lot of people that have their eyes on that event, and I mean, I just got to get myself ready, make sure that I show up and do everything that I possibly can to make it as successful as possible. And when I say successful as possible, going to a conference, it's not about me, it's about making sure that everybody around me has a good time. I need a new title, Scott. Can I be chief of vibes when we go out places?
Or chief of scooters for navigating the.
I mean, that is a vibe sometimes.
For navigating the.
I mean, that is.
Oh, sorry, hold on. My speakers were on. You might have heard some feedback here, but
I heard it sounded beautiful.
I did get the Arena app going. Finally.
Okay, so we are live on Arena.
So now
you guys are on the Arena app. Guess what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and log in on that app myself. as well, because I know for a fact that a bunch of tips come in through that, and I don't want to miss out. So yeah, I'll be on there as well, giving you one more viewer, Scott. How about that?
There we go.
But this
No,
this is the point in time on the stream where we're about 5 minutes in that I remind everybody that they got to actually like share this thing out, give it a like, so that we can talk about the stuff that y'all want to talk about. Ultimately, people mess up streams all the time because they're focused on, oh, what do I want to talk about? It's not what I want to talk about. It's not what Scott wants to talk about. It's about what y'all want to get information on and learn about, because we are in a weird little place where we get insights from a lot of different people. We get to have conversations behind closed doors with so many individuals in the space. And if we can provide you a little bit of insight and a little bit of knowledge that others might not be picking up on, hey, win-win for everybody. And that wasn't always the case, Scott. Like, I came into the space after being mining for a while, getting burned, losing things, and coming back and going, all right, let's figure this out. And I just gave my honest take on things that I was able to do research on myself. And times have changed. Times have definitely changed where the deeper you kind of get into it, the more not only knowledge you acquire, but the more relationships that you build. And I think that's a big thing, a big narrative inside of crypto that people forget about a lot. People need to consider who's actually making moves in the space and who has the, let's say, quote unquote, power. Sometimes it's money, sometimes it's influence to actually make things happen. And when we end up walking in those crowds, there is a ton of information and potential that people miss out on.
I was going to say, I think you're right when you say relationship building, because
your mic is a little low. Is that just me?
Could be just me.
Yeah, I turned you up. I can hear you better now. You're fine. Go ahead. Talk to me about relationships.
No, I was going to say relationship building is key at these events and conferences. And we'll get to the Dubai part, but it's the same as community is to a project, a token or a project NFT or whatever it might be, where you need that strong community and you need those relationships between everybody with the same sort of mentality or goals in mind. And I feel like, on the industry side of thing, on a smaller, more personal level, it's those individual relationships and that you make with everyone that really carry you. And from each event to each event, now you might not work with all the projects, but it's good to meet people because you learn so much from everything that's going on, all the different views, the perspectives, what they're working on, how they view the market. And it's like some of the people who are investing all their time, all their money, their effort, they're out at these things building and networking too. So it's pretty much what their life revolves around, right? So to get to meet so many of these people and then connect with them and be able to reach out, share ideas, work with each other. I think that's what it really comes down to. So, we were just in Dubai, and then we got lucky. We kind of skipped out on going to Consensus and Futurist in Toronto.
We're going to be. That was by design.
Well, you were sick, so you weren't going regardless. And then we're out the door this weekend to Bitcoin Vegas. So, time to start getting focused on that. Reach out to people. Already started messaging a handful of people to make sure we're gonna see them. Several that we didn't even get a chance to see in Dubai. We'll go. We'll see them out in Vegas. So,
I know that we talk in Bitcoin Vegas, but are you gonna stop by and hang out with the homies at the Litecoin Summit?
That's at the very end, right? So that's on Friday.
I believe
the last day. Yeah, why not? If I have a pass. You know what? I need to ask what's his face? Who's at the KC events a couple of times who was trying to get in the pit from Litecoin. But no, might as well go over there.
What do you might as well? Like, that's actually going to be a good spot, dude. So Litecoin Summit 2025, May 29th to the 30th, Las Vegas, Nevada. Say what you want about Litecoin. They are literally the playing grounds for Bitcoin.
I will say the timing of the event is actually really good, because with Bitcoin being Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, put this on Friday, gets people to stay. Everyone's sort of like, you know what, I'll stay into the weekend. And
it's Thursday, Friday, so it's a 2-day event for that. But yeah, it is a 2-day thing.
I'm more fixed on Friday. I'm like, oh, okay. Actually, makes more sense to go over there on Thursday after, with Bitcoin conference. I will say, with it spanning 3 days, for what we're doing and trying to get out there and have some good conversations, the Tuesday is the main day. It's the industry day. Go in, talk with everyone, and then I'm assuming, is Litecoin going to be similar to that, like on their first day, or is it just open to everyone both days?
For Litecoin?
Yeah.
$84.
No. Is it that's actually really good. Well, I guess it's 2 days and open to everyone, meaning there's no industry section of it, like Bitcoin does.
No, there's no industry section. Last year they did something very unique, which was kind of funny. They had, the host was a comedian. They were like, this is the first time I was trying out a comedian as the host. But yeah, they do good stuff. And the biggest alpha on this thing, like here's my tip. And I was just talking to Luke, right? Luke, he's one of the devs at Litecoin Foundation. I've known Luke for a while, and I didn't realize how Luke knew me. And then it turns out that it was because of my channel. And he's like, dude, I hate having to pull this up, but I will, just because I think it's important. He was just on a podcast on Binance with a few people talking about script mining, which is Litecoin, it's Doge, it's Bellscoin, and they were just talking about the progress that it's made. Bellscoin is like crazy because what he wants to do is to have it be the playing grounds for Doge, the same way that Litecoin is the playing grounds for Bitcoin. It's a great idea. I love where he's going with it, and just so much development in that area, like in that side of the world, when it comes to script mining, that people are sleeping on right now. There's so much opportunity. 90% of the tokens for Bells has already been mined, so their emission schedule is super crazy. So if you got in early, you're literally you could be a multi-millionaire right now just from mining a year's time. And I told people about this, and hopefully some of y'all heard me, but you got to jump on some of these opportunities early on, and it's not over. It's just, what can you now look into that's being built on those platforms? I know I love mining, and seeing things that do well when it comes to mining is always exciting. And that's what script mining is for me. Everything that's happening, Litecoin, Doge, Bells, it's people actually leveraging a secure network, just like Bitcoin is secured with ASICs. These networks are also secured with ASICs, and it's just a whole new vibe as far as excitement. And with power comes great responsibility, which brings me to something that's happening here is Doge OS, which is an EVM type chain that's going to be essentially a roll up for Doge, and all the people that are setting this up, getting things built on it, is from the guys from My Doge Wallet, who are a staple in this in this ecosystem. You guys might have seen, if you went to ETH Denver, you would have seen the Cybertruck they're actually giving away. So they're doing a lot of things as far as giveaways are concerned. So it's one to watch for, that people need to be paying attention to, because there is a ton of opportunity here. And I just hate when people sleep on these things. It's literally generational wealth that people leave on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sorry, I didn't hear the Dubai thing.
I was going to say, they had a huge presence in Dubai. You were out on a couple events with them.
Dude, it's such a weird vibe with them. And I say weird in the best way possible, because they literally had a yacht that could fit, well over 1,000 people. And we had a few hundred people. And it was all by design. It was all on purpose. It's like, don't leak this Luma.
And from the yacht, you go from one extreme. This is why it's weird awesome. It's like people that are there, you're on the yacht with them, and then you end up running into them or meeting up at Shake Shack, right? We all end up going that, or at 4 a.m. So it goes from yacht to there, so it's not like for everyone, it's not like, ooh, yacht ritzy. It's just cool stuff going on with cool people, all the way down to eating burgers at 4 a.m. with the same people who have the yacht.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think that like a lot of the space revolves around money. Money is just a byproduct of what happens in the space, guys. Like the people that are really doing well, the ones that are successful in the space, their focus is not on the revenue generation side of things. It's the let's make things awesome side of things, and then you get to make money because of it. Yeah, I mean, same thing with the go-karting event that they put together. Like, it can't get more private than that, dude. Like, we basically
Oh,
had
that's
like
right.
two.
You went on that on the day that we had to go to the airport earlier,
That's
didn't you?
right. I
Right?
didn't sleep. I went go-karting. I went to
I
the
missed that.
Airbnb. I packed and I went straight to the airport. And it was great. It was marvelous to be able to sleep on the plane after being exhausted from not sleeping. It was really wonderful. Um, might have been what got me sick in the first place, but you know how that goes. But yeah, like those events, it's just a time for people that like each other to be able to spend time with each other and not have to worry about the craziness that goes on at a lot of these events. Like, oh, I have to be there, I have to do this, I have to do that. Once you get to a point in this space where you realize that anybody can make money, anybody can generate a little bit of revenue, that they can put food on the table. You learn that the most important things are getting to spend time with the real ones, the people that are actually making moves and building cool things. It changes your mindset completely. Yeah, I've just been having a great time doing that because it does create some incredible opportunities for everyone involved. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with it. It's just a really, really good time. Hey, by the way, Scott is doing phenomenal on the Arena app. He's got 23 viewers right now. So hats off to you. Can I give you money on this?
You know how I'm starting to figure some of that out, and there's the interesting thing I like about the app is built into it with the the wallet and whatnot is they have some like their own meme coins or coins that support the ecosystem, and I went on there, got follows, got a different amount of things, and next thing you know, it's worth like an AVAX. But I I think I sent over $200, moved a few things into a couple tokens as well, and put a few posts out there.
How
Kind of
many
up
how many
up a
cocks
little.
in you would you like?
That's right. That's one of the official
How
tokens
many?
that
How
you
many?
could.
How many do you want?
It sounds so bad that you could tip cock in you,
Can
and
you
that's
handle
what you
five?
do
I'm
through
gonna
the
I'm
app.
gonna send you five right now, just so that you I don't overdo it. There you
So
go.
yeah, no, but I mean,
It's less than a penny, guys, by the way. It's just one of those things like the reason I like it is because it reminds me a lot of the Dogecoin community and when I first got into crypto. It's just a matter of like rewarding good people. Saying, "Hey, here's some money." Like I was literally mining Dogecoin so I could give it away.
I
Like
was going to
that.
say about when you were talking about mining earlier, and you're heavy on mining, obviously, it must be really unfortunate your location. So you must be torn where there's probably plenty of mining and stuff you want to do and utilize, but due to,
Doo
electricity
doo.
prices
Yes,
by you.
doo doo.
Yeah.
That's what the electricity
So,
rates like
so
over
really
here.
when
It's
you want to
doo
go
doo.
all in, you have to, like you have to just host it elsewhere or,
Which is okay. Like it's one of those things. Like you do what you can with what you got, right? And the best example of that is like finding good people in the space that are doing those locations. Um, Let me pull up somebody here. Let me see if I can find them because there are. Oh no, I don't want these guys. Um, there are some incredible people doing some really cool things for people that want to mine. The best person that I can think of that does a great job at this, and I will 100% show his YouTube, whatever, everything that he does because he's awesome. Is Hawk. Like Hawk, he he's the co-founder of Terra Hosting. This is a really good platform if you guys want to actually host miners. Highly recommend you check them out because they're not only fair, they are honest. I don't even know how else to say this. It's kind of an important thing in this space for me to just be honest. Like, let's say the power went down, something happened, they just refund people. Like, hey, we're making money. They mine for themselves as well. Like, they know how to make money. So it's like we're not going to take advantage of people that trust us. We're going to take care of them. And like I've done some interviews with them. I've shared what they do, and it really boils down to people that like taking care of people in this space. So they're putting together a brand new facility. This was on May 7th. It's gonna be freaking
wow.
huge, dude. Like it's gonna be incredible. It's gonna be gorgeous. So I can't wait for it to see them come online. But yeah, I mean, this is what I'm stuck with, right? It's going with hosting providers that can help us out getting some mining done,
But
just because it's too expensive for
good
me to do
people
it
there.
here.
So when
Yeah,
you say stuck with, it's just like, all right, if you're going to trust anybody, you're trusting good people You get good rates, and that's their business. They're dedicated to making sure things are running properly or whatever. Kind of would hope that you get peace of mind, right, in choosing the right one. So with someone like Hawk and them, you get that.
You just got 4,900 cocks in you.
God, I don't even.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You,
I
dude.
phrase that in arena just sounds bad.
I know, it's hilarious. I love it. I'm gonna keep doing it.
I keep getting cock tipped on me.
Yeah. No, I mean that's
Here,
the way to do it, man.
and you know what the best part is? All the shorts that then come from the stream. Look at this. The rest of the stream's gonna become. And this is pretty bad because following up on this is gonna be you're gonna be doing a stream with Hedera, right? So
yeah. Oh yeah.
not necessarily the best way to transition from this to that is spending the last 20 minutes of me getting tipped with cock.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean that's literally what I just said. So we'll start here. Then I get to host on Hedera. I love you and I love my life. I do love my life. I get to hang out with some incredible people, man. This is the thing that I was talking about previously was them streaming on Binance. Luke is a freaking homie. Love this guy. Yar, like OG developer, man. Like people don't even know how smart this guy is. Jordan refuses to put a real PFP, keeps using little Doge guy, and I love it. And then you have Adam. I love how Adam is listed as an enthusiast Dogecoin. It's just hilarious. Like Adam is the man. Like he is awesome. Anything to do with mining, like this is one of those guys to know. But he just gets listed as like an enthusiast. This space is amazing, man. I freaking love this space. Where's the Hedera thing? Hedera. Boom. This is what you guys are in for. Man, this is like way back here. I'm gonna retweet it so that yeah.
Sure. Right okay, I was about to say.
This is it.
Yeah,
right
no,
there,
no, everyone's got to make sure that they tune back in after this to watch that. If you want, I'll push that through the Arena app. Although I'm not sure, I mean, people like myself like all different platforms. And to be honest, I've been very fortunate to get pulled into some of those conversations with meetings with them, and hopefully everything ties together with some of the other things we're working on, Casting Desk and some of the projects on there like Karate Combat, and we'll see. It's gonna be good times.
Good times. You know that song, right? You're old enough.
I'm old enough. We're discussing chores and what's it called? Body aches and being sore from getting older. Right, I'm like, wait till you get to my age.
Right now,
when you get to my age, you hurt just thinking about those chores. You're like,
I moved a truckload of dirt this weekend, plus a pallet of pavers. So. And I planted 5 trees, so it's been fun.
I wish someone would come here and take the 5 or 7 trees in the back that I have out of here that have fallen over from the hurricane last year. In my backyard,
I did that for my neighbor down the street. He's like 3 houses over, and like 2 huge eucalyptus trees. I'm like, yeah, I can use firewood.
These are huge, so it looks like pickup sticks back there. Like it's just yeah, it's ridiculous. So I'm just like, all right, it's way back in the yard. It could stay for now. So
Scott looks older, but I'm older. Yes, we get that all the time. It's okay.
Who's older, Scott? Well, look at that. You're correct there.
You just look older. It's not that you are.
Maybe
older.
It's because I have to change the tone of my light here.
Oh, the tone. That more. Yes,
it's the tone. Wait, hold on.
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Like you got to change.
Do it more like this. If you get a little bit more yellow, I don't look like white and sickly. Then maybe I what's it called? I lose a couple of years. I'm a little younger now. Anyways, I should shave. If we both shaved, it'd be ridiculous. Oh man, hold on. That's it. If we're talking about age and all this other stuff, wait, where's my browser? And where is that? You don't know what I'm gonna pull up.
I have no idea, which is actually kind of exciting. I do like when this happens.
Let's see.
I have Bitcoin questions for you, so let me know when you're ready.
Okay, we could.
So whoever boosted the stream to 20 freaking thousand viewers, I don't know what you all are up to. I want to say thank you, but like I'm not really sure that's right. So if you guys are watching me on the YouTubes, there's over 20,000 viewers on X right
What?
now, which is a little
Oh,
odd.
shoot.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. See, Scott, when you type in there, it
I know
goes
it's you.
as if it was me.
That's why I put my dabs in parentheses. So hold on. I'm trying to figure. I got so many browser windows. This is ridiculous. All right, let's share.
Super professional, guys.
Yeah, no, we're
Super
just
professional. Any day now.
Oh, shoot. All right.
Let me duplicate this thing here.
We can add it. So we're talking about age, different things, you know, and I want to show everyone a photo from, I think a couple years. No, that's years.
Yeah, no, I was swapping it.
Here's a photo from a couple years ago. So everyone, this is when Action used to be a chef, and he had a few pounds on him. He had the beard a little bit thicker, but let me tell you, he definitely comes through because in East Denver, he made the best like homemade tomato sauce, was that bacon in it, and pappardelle. It was good. So I suggest bribing Action or hiring not only to represent your project, but maybe even cater your event.
Oh man. You know, it's I'm gonna blame the ADHD here. I just can't sit still and not do stuff. And if I'm not learning how to do something new, I just get super bored. So yeah.
See, you're always joking. So at least I finally had something. And
this is good.
I didn't find this, but it got sent to me, and I think it was tweeted as well. But I just had to make sure that I shared with our audience. So
thanks,
anyways,
man. I appreciate
everyone.
that. All right, let me talk a little bit as far as price action is concerned with Bitcoin, because people have been losing their marbles for no good reason. As usual, like nothing new here. This is me. Yeah, this is me. So people are like, this fake pump, what's going on? Did you care that we pumped up to almost 107 and then dropped back down?
You know what I loved about it, actually? I love crypto Twitter when things like this happen, because instantly everybody becomes like the TA expert without putting any TA. And it's just like, don't trust the Sunday pump. And then it dies. And then everyone's like, yeah, I told you not to trust the pump. And then it rips again. And then it's like a couple of people delete tweets. And then, you just see the back and forth. And so in all reality, like when people say like maybe on those Sundays you get the scam pumps and this and that, markets are waking up at different time zones. We came down a little bit, but
this was 2 a.m. in China, bro. Like it's
11:30 here in the morning, and we're at 105 right now on Bitcoin. I mean, come on.
Okay, so this is a new feature that I really do like.
But when I see big movement in the market, I mean, look, everything is manipulated here.
Oh yeah.
I just feel so it's like a Sunday it happens or a Friday. It doesn't matter when it's happening. I'm looking kind of long term, and if we're steady trending up, then I overlook that, Yeah,
no, and not only that, like something that people forget to pay attention to is the freaking volume. Look at the volume. It's been steadily increasing. So 24-hour volume was sitting, under 40. Now we're sitting over 60, almost 70. That's a big indicator of what people are actually doing. People are actually trading. Go figure. But this last little, uptick here apparently has to do with the BlackRock increasing its Bitcoin holdings in the iShares Bitcoin Trust, indicating a surge in institutional adoption impacting global liquidity. I'm going to say this and give me all the hate y'all want for it, but we don't have a 4-year Bitcoin cycle. We have a 4-year liquidity cycle. When people have money, crypto seems to pump. That's what we're looking at here. And people kind of think, oh, well, it's Bitcoin. It's exactly Bitcoin. Literally just follow the global liquidity charts, and it's at about a 90-day lag. And you'll see that things are literally following the liquidity charts for the world is what it boils down to. But my favorite thing is just clicking a month. recently, and like people are like, oh, it's going up and down. Like this looks pretty good. Like I don't know what people are complaining about. Like this is pretty darn good. Over the last month, going from 85,000 to 105 right now, that's a pretty good movement for a month's time, especially in May.
Yeah, we'll see where we top out by the end of next week, and see what happens then. As we get towards the summer, we'll see if you mentioned not necessarily a 4-year Bitcoin cycle, but a liquidity cycle. Do you think that we're moving away from a traditional cycles within Bitcoin? I'll say within Bitcoin, not crypto, but just within Bitcoin, with how, I mean, I really don't think retail is FOMO'd back in or FOMO'd in.
Hmm.
I think there's been little time periods over the last year that there might have got some attention, but until the economy's really good or people just have nothing to do and get sent a bunch of money, I don't think you're going to have that wave of retail money come in. Now we do have, banks and financial sector and, the Black Rocks and all the other pumping money in. So do you think we see a bear market after the next year? So do you see we go
Yeah.
into like a big pullback, or do you think things are gonna be going more stable, less on that drastic kind of 4-year cycle, coming up? What do you think? Do you think?
Disclaimer: this is not financial advice.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
just some dumb,
This is
ideas
just
of how this
us
thing works.
talking smack.
Yes, I do think that we're going to see a bear cycle, but it might not look exactly like we've seen previous bear cycles. I mean, in the past, it's really tanked, right? Like it's really,
Yeah.
really taken a hit. I don't think we're going to go down as much as we have in the past. That's really what it boils down to. I think that we're still going to have some pullback, but ultimately it's not going to be as crazy as it was previously, just because the amount of institutions that are in it, the amount of nation states that are now in Bitcoin is way larger than it used to be, and way larger than most people even think it is right now, just because they've been doing it quietly over the last couple of years. So we're not going to see the impact like we have in the past. It will still happen. We're still going to have a pullback, I believe, because again, if you were just looking at the liquidity cycles of things, it's not necessarily just about the Bitcoin. It's about where money is at. And the biggest difference between this cycle versus any other cycle we have seen is that there was no free money printing.
Yeah.
Like all the other cycles we've seen for Bitcoin, there was some kind of scam going on that people were just printing money. Um, maybe global health risks that took, again, I'm in more than one platform right now, so I'm watching words.
See, I think we'll have pullback. I think the cycles are going to get, I mean, I think we'll have cycles, but I just don't think they'll be as, we just won't have that huge volatility like we've seen
Yeah.
in previous ones. And um, I guess that's good, but as you progress forward more, then the option of having those large returns sort of kind of goes down when you have more stability, right?
Yeah.
Not saying that's a bad thing, but I'll say the one factor, and it just came up recently, was I need to find the tweet. Saw a couple of them. Was they were talking about possibly, if the economy is the way it is, that some sort of recession could happen in 2026. If that happens, then I think we definitely see probably a little bit bigger pullback than I'm anticipating. But like we were saying, not financial advice. I just think that Bitcoin volatility after this next big, I guess after this cycle is gonna calm down. So I don't know, but you got Arthur Hayes who said what 150 or to 200, I guess, this year, and then 1 million in 3 years. I mean, I'd love to see that, which is great. I'd love to see that huge up, but that also means that we won't have, like, if that's the case, that we get to 150 to 200, right? And then by 2028 to 1 million, or even just say even 500,000, there's not going to really, when you look at that, there's not going to be big pullback. that's definitely different than previous cycles. So, but you pulled something up on the screen that you had a comment from YouTube from Mick that said they don't want retail in yet. And
I
I
think
think
he's
that's
wrong.
true. What?
I think he's wrong.
I think he's right.
I don't think it's a
they're
matter they don't
manipulating
want
the market
retail.
enough.
They don't want retail in yet. They don't ever want retail
Well,
in.
see, now you're taking to technicality. I was gonna say, yeah, no, they want to grab, or they want to scare retail and put it in a range where they could buy, manipulate the price.
Yep.
And then at a certain point, they want retail and other money to come in, whether it's coming through, not necessarily direct, but like in older markets, be like through, financial institutions that are bringing retail money in. At some point, they're just going to want that retail money to come in because they need to secure everything that they bought at a low price too. I mean,
Absolutely.
so
And I think the mindset has changed a little bit, where it's not even like I want to be able to dump this. It's more of like I want to be able to actually have this thing in my reserves at this point. That's more of where people are looking at it. Well, not even people, but like I said, nation states and companies as a whole, just because they do understand how this is no longer, a fun little play. This is something that is here to stay, that is actually making moves and changing markets as a whole. So can't run away from it anymore. So they're instead deciding to own it and literally try to be the ones that make the calls on it. So, exciting. Yes. Just wish we had more time.
Oh man. So right now we got just under 105K Bitcoin. I mean, 107. I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to hit a new all-time high before the end of the month. And with Bitcoin conference coming up, I wonder if we'll break the trend and see just, a pump during the conference.
Which would be wild. I mean, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, even token, there wasn't really any activity. It was it was pretty much a week after that everything happened. Hold on a second. Blue is saying, I think you're all wrong. If BTC goes to 1 million, I'm dumping my BTC that I bought for 17K.
What do you mean we're all wrong? Like, what's wrong with that? I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I think that if in 2028 Bitcoin hit that amount, I'll be honest, depending on where we are, like in the economy, like how the overall economy is doing, might predict like, hey, is that going to pull back to like 700K or something? But I'll be honest, when it gets to that, like I'm hoping, people would have been scaling out some profits. Now, to me, and this is not financial advice, I think times have changed. Like when I was younger and the big thing was like, hey, go to college or whatever, but college is expensive. So you save and have like a college fund. Sometimes they're in really secure investments. I almost feel like Bitcoin is going to be that long-term investment that people DCA into like that. So if you have Bitcoin at $1 million and you're holding some, you might actually DCA out or scale out a little bit to take care of things like that, even on much sooner path, or pay down your mortgage or do other things like, if you anticipate that it continues to go up past that and eventually, in 10, 20, 30 years, it goes to, 5 million or 10 million. I guess it depends on your age and where you are in your life cycle on how you treat that or scale that out. But I mean, to me, I think if you got a Bitcoin at 7 figures, that's pretty insane. And my mind would completely implode. I would definitely have already taken some profits because getting in Bitcoin when I got in initially at $80 for it to get to that value is just I can't even say the words I'm thinking on stream, but it's a complete mind F. Like, I mean, think about that action. Think how long we've been in crypto, the various ups, downs, black swan events, this, that, the other. You got presidents and, everywhere across the board, and governments involved in different things now in a short time, under 15 years, essentially. And, with this pose to go up into the hundreds of thousands of towards the millions. I mean,
it is.
you can't say that it doesn't screw with your mind thinking about how crazy this is. You know, obviously everything in hindsight's like wish you hold more or whatnot, but if we're at 1 million on Bitcoin, you got kids, right? You're going to be like, I'm sure you're going to scale out a bit and be like, you want to go to college? Sure. Bang. You know, whatever it might be. You're going to make them work. You're going to make them work for it, right?
They're working for it right now. Why wouldn't they
You're DCAing them into crypto, aren't you?
Basically.
You should be. That's what you should be. And I know a few parents that are doing that with their kids, actually.
I mean, it's the way to do it if you really
getting them to understand crypto as well as, normal finance by, hey, a portion of it you should, save your money and save it in crypto. So what a new world we're in.
It's the only smart thing to do if you think about it.
Look at this. We got.
Are you saying that it's a whole new world? By the way, I'm going to test something on our stream. I'm going to test something in our stream just to see if it works for the next stream that I got to do.
Okay.
We'll see. It's just doing things in the background. Don't even worry about me too much. But I'm going to have to dip out in about 3 minutes or so and make sure those guys are good to go. They're ready and they have things, working. Let's see if the alpha channel works on this. I don't think it will. It might go all black. Let me see this. Stinks. It doesn't work.
Something moved in a little bit.
No. It was an overlay thing that I was trying to do, but I can't do video over video. That's what I was trying to see if I could do, which does not work. Bummer. Big bummer.
See, hey, this is something we got to explore on future streams. But Blue's saying he looked into a few places that allow you to borrow against your Bitcoin. They have higher interest rates than borrowing from a bank. Now, this is something that I'm really interested in as far as borrowing against Bitcoin, depending on where it is, what price, what cycle, what your quote unquote, liquidation type of is, like when the loan would be recalled. I'm going to look into this a bit. And I think one of these streams, we should have a few minutes where kind of we look into that, not as financial advice, but more as like an education.
No, it's research. It's research,
research on a few different, even a few different places that do it. But if anybody has any info on that, feel free to drop some comments and, let's talk about that, because let's just say, over this year and in the fall, Bitcoin does hit that 200K, but you don't want to sell. You want to work the market a little bit, but why not borrow what you need? Then maybe you're right against it, and then see where it goes. So
yeah, the truth of the matter is that a lot of people leverage this sort of thing so that you don't have to pay taxes, right? Because you're never going to have to pay taxes on a loan. You have to pay taxes on capital gains and things of that nature. So you end up having the opportunity to write off any interest that you do pay. It's definitely a good move depending on what your financial situation is. So would love to explore that. And I did a lot of that last cycle, talking about stables, because last cycle we had the crazy APYs for stable coins. And I chased APY for a while, dude. Like I made some good money.
When did you stop? When
when things got risky. Before FTX crashed, I stopped. So like I had I
was already done before that.
I had 6 figures in stables just for that type of investing on chain. And I mean, I got out before things got bad, but a
lot of people lost a ton of money.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely. I mean, Terra Luna was a big one that people lost a lot of money on. As far as that goes, you got to not only watch the markets, you got to pay attention to what works and what's too good to be true. And again, that's when people started kind of catching on that if you don't know where the yield's coming from, you are the yield. So
you got to get out before other people. Pretty much, just got to get out for others. And
wait, are you saying it's a Ponzi?
Yeah, if if you jumped in there, you gotta understand that you could be the last person jumping in. You could be someone's exit liquidity. No, there's plenty of ways though to make passive income, and there's plenty of ways, like you're saying, to avoid those taxes by borrowing against your Bitcoin. You just need to know the numbers and know what you're getting yourself involved into. And
like BlockFi, dude. I lost 5 figures on BlockFi. I got it back.
Oh,
they paid out, but like ultimately,
I didn't lose, but I won socks right before they went under. I got the socks, so I made out. I came ahead with socks.
That's
I
what
didn't lose
matters.
anything,
As
but I
long as
got
socks.
Um,
Scott, I'm gonna rug myself right now so I can go take care of some other people.
I was gonna just say we're gonna wrap it up, and you can get ready for the next stream, and we'll conclude right here.
What do you think? I think we have about 51 people watching right now on the Arena app. I think that we should stream to the Arena app.
Which one? Your the next stream up? Yeah, of course. So hey, so what we'll do is I'll grab that. I'll grab the thumb for that. You could send it over, and I'll get the Arena app set up, and we'll push that through there. It'll be a little bit different from that, but oh wow, look at this. I definitely want to shout out everyone on Arena app because the chat over there is going crazy. We have a bunch of people that tipped. Somebody, Poppy Abraham, is that it, tipped $4.33, and man, that's really amazing, and that's awesome. I'm going to go through there in between us wrapping this stream up now and Action starting the next one, which I'll turn on so I can make sure to follow everybody and help build out those connections on Arena. So thank you so much, everyone over there, for tuning in. Of course, everybody on X and Action's YouTube. What an awesome morning, awesome stream Monday. Let's hope that markets keep going up, and make sure to come back here in, how long is that? Like 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, less than that. We're talking about 13 minutes. 13
oh, it's on the hour. I thought it was 15 after. All
Nope.
right, we got to get wrapped up. Play us out of here. You can rug me. Blah, blah, blah. Rug
I'm
me.
never going to rug you. Are you kidding me?
All right,
you
come on.
think I'm
I'm
that
just
kind of
gonna-
person?
Hey, what's up?
This is
But
Zach.
it's not something Gensio is afraid of.
If you want to survive, you got to build a
How
house.
many know we do not understand that we do not understand?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Rebecca's Genzio Media House.
Oswald, thanks so much for joining us today.